my family. They're not there. And so I've had to like...
But here's the thing. If you notice that they're not there, you're not there either.
Okay.
And that's hard because it feels like it's them not being there that is causing you to be aware of them not being there. But if you were really there, them not being there would be irrelevant to you. Sort of interesting, maybe a little comical, but not threatening and not discouraging and not worrisome.
Oh, I see. So if I'm worrying about that, then I'm not there. And
because you can't worry and be there at the same time. So what you're actually saying to people is, you know, I want to be on this high-flying disc, but I don't have the ability to be there unless you're there. So you get there and then I'll watch you and then I'll be there.
Oh,
so you have all the power in my life experience. So it's very conditional love I'm living. I need you to be this way and this way and this way. And then when I observe you, then I will have a response that will feel like this. But since I'm observing you and I'm having a response that feels like this, you need to change.
No, what I've done is distance myself from those people.
But you see, we want to give you something that will make you feel better. Law of attraction will distance you from anything that's not a vibrational match to who you are. Okay. We have never said it that way. That was a really wonderful conversation. Law of attraction is the distancer.
Right, well, like my twin. I don't have anything to do with her anymore because she kept me in that, or I stayed in that low vibration.
But here's the thing, you see, you share a lot of the same vortex with your twin. That separation is self-imposed and it doesn't need to be. Don't use the strong differences that you feel as your reason to push against her, because when you push against her, you push against all that is good. Hear this. This is really an important thing. And we're going to say it in a way that you have not heard us say it before because of the conversation that we're having here. When someone or something causes you to feel unhappy and you allow yourself to roll around in that unhappiness, you're depriving yourself of everything that you consider to be happy making in that time. That's why the stakes feel so high, and that's why that you're so mad at them, because you can feel the tug of war between where you know you are and where you want to be and where you're being as a result of this thought or this situation or this relationship. But when you realize that you have the ability to accomplish, to practice, to master alignment with who you really are, then you're not threatened. People often say, Abraham, I've really been enjoying this. I've been studying for a while. I've been meditating and I've been doing some processes and I feel so good, but those people at work are so negative. And what you're really saying is, and therefore I feel threatened. They threaten my potential happiness because of the way they are. And we say, nothing can threaten your potential happiness. You have to get to the place where you're not willing to let anything threaten your potential happiness. Mastery of that. It's not just the ability to focus, but the desire to feel good that is so strong that it inspires your willingness to focus. So that in the early stages of finding yourself in a conversation that you can feel is leading to a place that you don't want to go. You chose yourself.
Yeah.
Is no one listening? You create your own reality. Don't be grateful to the universe. Be grateful to your ability to create your own reality. The universe is a cooperative component. You said, I wanted it, I visualized it, I imagined it, I found the feeling place of it.
Okay, now I just wanted to also get some clarity. You know, I've been working on myself for 6 years, done a lot of workshops and courses, and really begun to understand.
I've been coming into more alignment with who I am every day.
Yeah.
Working on myself makes it sound like there was something wrong with you. I've been enjoying the steady evolution of my understanding of who I am.
Okay, yeah.
Working on myself makes you sound broken. You never were.
Okay.
And you're not done yet. There's so much more work for all of you to do. No, it's not like that. It's more fun to be had, more clarity to be understood, more opportunities to flow, more reasons for connection, more energy to stream through on more subjects. That's what it's like. You're not climbing the rungs of a ladder. You're not making redemption for things left undone. You're joyful creators here to joyfully create. There's nothing serious going on. Peter out. They will become less and less and less, and the fear will dissolve also. So you don't take an issue or something that you feel fear around and tackle it, because that's that war against poverty, war against drugs, war against violence, war against terrorism. They just get bigger and bigger. So you have to distract yourself. So the remedy to letting fear leave you is by looking as often as you can in the direction of things that make you feel joyful. What should I do? Think about things that make you feel happy. But how can I think about things that make me feel happy when I've got these things that I'm worried about? Well, you have to catch yourself when you're not focused upon what's bothering you. First thing in the morning, just watch for those opportunities. Because when you understand that everything is about your point of attraction, and your point of attraction is about what you're giving your attention to, what you're broadcasting and your receiving mode are for the identical reasons. Fear will loosen its grip on you a little bit, you see.
Okay. Out of
A
it.
feeling of releasing resistance often does feel emotional. It often even brings tears.
Yeah.
In other words, a feeling of releasing resistance is a feeling of relief. And a feeling of relief is an indication of a raising of vibration.
Okay.
And so understanding that and focusing in that direction will cause you to allow more momentum about that to happen.
So it's okay to get up feeling that way.
It's okay to get up feeling however you're feeling, because you can't do anything about it. The worst thing in the world is to feel some way and say, I shouldn't be doing this. That is the least helpful thing. But to acknowledge that you are feeling it, and then if you can, to identify how you really want to feel, or what are the positive aspects in what you are feeling. The better it gets, the better it gets. The worse it gets, the worse it gets. So wherever you are, you're the one who has to lean it toward feeling better, or you're the one who leans it toward feeling worse. So we just ask you, is beating up on yourself for something you're feeling helpful or unhelpful to what is? Which is really a pretty silly thing, because you're the creator of what's to come. But if you keep reacting to what is, then what do you keep creating? More of what is. Well, it's just begin saying to yourself, I'm not going to be such a reactor to what is. I'm going to be more of a acknowledger of the best parts, rather than a reactor to maybe the part that is the most dominant.
Okay.
We've been talking a lot about unconditional love, and this is a word that you all have used in your society for a long time. We don't think you really have understood what it is. So to help you to understand, we want to say unconditional alignment, unconditional clarity, unconditional love. Unconditional meaning I'm having this feeling apart from a condition that I may be witnessing or living. In other words, the condition doesn't have dominance over my connection to source. That is true longevity. This is just a temporary thing. And so I'm not going to let my now point of attraction be influenced by this whimsical, flimsy, unimportant condition, when I have this long-standing, pure positive energy flowing to me and through me all the time. So I'm choosing to be unconditional, which means I'm ignoring the condition. But most of you do not ignore conditions. Most of you see them, talk about them, seek validation about them, defend against them, and practice a vibration that won't let go of you, because you're keeping it active. But there's no assertion, so nothing can pounce on you. No condition has the power to affect your vibration. You only have the power to invite it by your attention to it. There's no assertion, there's only attraction. It's given to you as all things begin in vibrational form. But in order for you to be in a place where you allow yourself to receive it and translate it from the vibration to the thought, and from the thought to the thing, you've got to hold some sort of steady vibrational alignment with it in order to get to witness the joyful becoming of what you want. Do you know that by the time you get the idea of something, you go, whoo, what a good idea that is? It has come along and come along and come along. It's almost done by the time you are even able to know that you want it. Did you hear that? By the time that you are even able to know that you want it, it is well developed and it is a sure thing. But because you don't know that, because you don't start even measuring its becoming until it's coming into something that you can tangibly see. So often when you want something and you can't see it and you can't figure out how it's going to come about, You let the absence of it be the dominant thing in your vibration, and you slow it way, 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 way down. But if you could really believe what we say, that by the time you desire it, it's ripe, it's big, it's full, so much has happened, it's ready for you to start allowing the wonderful things to show themselves to you. That's the sweet spot. That is the point of this dialogue, and it really is the point of your being here in this physical experience.
It's realizing how powerful your inner being can be.
When you feel invincible, when you know in a moment, you don't have to know it in every moment, just in a moment when you know that you could be or do or have anything that you choose. That's what we're reaching for, you reaching for. Because in that moment, that means there's no resistance. And if you could isolate a little better, an idea of what you want a little better, not being so vague that it's create worlds, but isolate a little more specific, something that you care about, and then you could knowingly achieve resonance with it so that you know it, and then you witness it coming into being, then you've got it. And of course you've done that, but then the next part of your statement, what you were about to say to us when we interrupted you, is what keeps that from being a steady thing. When you start to explain,
Gosh, I'm so sick of explaining shit.
well, you know, part of that's because you hang around with other humans. You demand from each other, why did you do that? Or why do you feel this way? Because most people are feeling insecure about where they are, and they think in a flawed premise way that they're going to get more reassurance about who they are by finding resonance with other humans. But what they pick up from other humans is more insecurity. You get your resonance and your power from your alignment with source, and the other humans really are just here, drum roll please, the other humans are just here to help you in contrasting ways to put things into your vortex. The people you hang around with are not here to provide the solution for you. They're here to stir up your asking. All the source energy is what you're reaching for. If people knew that, then they would get along so much better with each other. They would appreciate the contrast that they bring to one another, and they wouldn't feel disappointed that they never get an answer, and they would no longer be tired at trying to explain things to people. In the first segment, we had nearly complete at the beginning and absolutely complete by the end of the conversation resonance with our friend.
Right. I felt it.
So that sort of resonance is communication that is so satisfying. It was satisfying, wasn't it? Satisfying. But when you are trying to get resonance with someone who's on a different vibrational wavelength, there aren't enough words in the world. You are not going to achieve resonance with them unless, and this is why you're so sick of it, unless you lower your vibration to find resonance with where they are. And then they don't understand you, you just understand them. You know it completely because you're feeling it with everything that you are. And then you say, and I hate you.
I don't know if I say that.
We're just saying.
I might say that to myself.
Well, what you're saying is, you said as much. Your words were, I'm so something, something, something sick of trying to explain things to other people. And that's why. Because for me to explain things to other people, we have to have resonance. And since most of them are not ready to join me in harmony with source, then if I want resonance with them, then somebody's going to have to do some adjusting. And every time I do, I resent it.
I'm picking up what you're throwing down here, Abe.
So now what?
This whole idea of resistance and contrast, we were talking with our wonderful friend here. I thought it was very interesting that you skipped the entire monologue here and
That's because
jumped
that
right
was
into
better.
That was a lot better.
Because the whole point of the beginning is to bring you into vibrational alignment with us. That's the whole point of the words that we say. We're wanting to get you to hook in to the vibration of who you really are. And so that's the whole point of that. And we accomplished it together.
Yeah. Gosh.